ArgusoogRadio.
Hi, this is John Waterman, coming to you from deep inside the castle, and you're listening to TheWatermanFiles. Today is February the 12th, 2010. We have a lot to cover today, What I want to update you about is that ArgusoogRadio was very busy with a symposium at a location in an amphitheater at a location where there were 400 people, where they recorded a debate about vaccinations. Now, part one is in Dutch, but part two is in English, and if you go to ArgusoogRadio.org, we'll make sure that you can navigate to an English part if you're from the States. And we'll make a link. I'll have Hans make you a link directly from maybe the front page that says English Symposium on Vaccinations or something like that. And you can listen to what went on. The next one, there will be another symposium, and I understanding that it's going to be on chemtrails. Now, this has been in cooperation with the Belfort Group, which is a Belgian community. So there's a lot going on over there at the ArgusoogRadio group, and we'll try and help you navigate through with some English links and get you some information on that. I want to thank those that are writing to us. We have answered all our emails unless you wrote in the last few hours, 2-3 hours. I want to thank those that have been looking for contacts around the, I should say Dexter area, and if you haven't received an email, be patient. We have forwarded all community emails to our coordinator, and they will be responding shortly. So let me give you some of the emails for contacting us. So the one here at ArgusoogRadio is DR for Dr. and it's Dr. John Waterman at ArgusoogRadio.org. I'll spell Argusoog for you. ARGUSOOG. Radio.org. I know there are some listeners of this in podcast forms that now are being spread far and wide. So I want you to know that this is coming from ArgusoogRadio.org. So you'll want to go to that website for all the Argusoog Radio information, but that's the email to me at Argusoog Radio. You can also contact us if you have information or requests or want to send information about community. We're going to talk about community just for a little short time here in a minute. And you can send that to community@mailvault.com. You can also email me at simplyyourhealth@gmail.com. So we might also want to give out some websites here. Like I said earlier, ArgusoogRadio.org is the radio station. The John Chronicles.wordpress.com is being faithfully kept up by a steadfast, hard-working person to try and pull together a lot of documentation that I will be getting them. And so there'll be a variety of things there, plus other information. So that's another resource that you will want to check out. And, of course, I just started. It's not complete. It's just started. You'll see it's under construction, but you can go to simplyyourhealth.com to read a revised version of a flu protocol. Now, there's a lot of segues we could make right here at this point, but let me put it this way. The swine flu is not gone, so to speak. The regular H1N1 flu was not a killer, as we think of as far as flus being a killer. It wasn't like 1918. But the reason why it was started, and it was started deliberately, was for another reason. It was for covering the footprints of a deliberate biological killer virus that has been introduced, and it needed to look like it was a morphine of the H1N1. Now, when you have worldwide spread of a virus, it's easy to pick a spot of all the many nations to introduce a deadly viral bioweapon. And so, as the world began to just than regular flu, we had the outbreak of a morphine of a virus in the Ukraine that's now spreading. So, like I said before, reset your clocks, wipe H1N1 out of your brain, and be prepared for what I'm calling the third wave of the swine flu, or the third wave. But this really, whenever somebody walks by and you say all people in blue shirts are nice, and you shake almost everybody's hand and they're all really nice, all of a sudden you walk up to a person with a blue shirt and they punch you in the nose. Well, really you can't classify that person as being a blue shirt person, because previously all blue shirts in the society that we were just talking about were nice. So although H1N1 is the category for this deadly virus, there is a version or a subset of that is deadly. Will it morph and become deadly? It already has. Will it become widespread? I hope not. I absolutely hope not. I want you to either navigate the johnchronicles.wordpress.com or ArgusoogRadio, and maybe we can put a link to it. But I did an interview with Desiree Rover at Argusoog last September. It was a very lengthy one. Now, if you go to Argusoog Radio, about the first hour is all Dutch. What we can do, though, is I want you to know that I kind of outlined a lot of things that I don't have time today, but I'm going to next week cover a little bit more. And that's about the fact that we've got this virus that has changed and where it came from. So let's quit segueing and get back to the topic here. Community. Again, what is the goal of community? One of the things that I think we've might need to change is that we're not talking about a commune setting. Now, if that's your style, go for it. But really, what we are saying about community now is basically an ideal, a way for people to be thinking about how we as people should get back to being good neighbors. It's kind of hard to be a good neighbor and go help somebody bale their hay, so to speak, like we used to. If you live halfway across